come fight. We don't come. We can't defy committee now. Let me come out. If you be mad, Obaseki, if you be mad, come outside. Come outside. I can't go to talk. Come outside. If you know yourself, come outside. If you say you're strong, come outside. Now we go. Now we go.
I only want to say, beyond what is in our statement, that the CDD also has joined, issued a statement with a number of other election observation groups about some aspects of the elections, particularly relating to the collation of the results. I will not say much about that in our report because that is part of a general report that has been we've given out with the broader network of observer groups from Nigeria that covered the off-cycle elections in Edo State. I'm sure INEC will do that, will review that to make sure that there are no breaches of the law. And I think it will be presumptive for us to make any categorical statement about that now. Since the results are not before us, these are from our observers. So I think, but it is important that we've highlighted these problems. The question of overvoting and the question of the difference between what was uploaded and what was declared. And I think moving forward, I think within that 7-day window, that all those who have information should submit them to INEC, and you make it public also. So I think this is an opportunity for Nigerians to take an active part, because I think there are questions, definitely questions, about the discrepancy between what was uploaded and what was finally recorded. But technology can be manipulated, and we need to be very, very alert that it is not the answer. People find ways of going around it, and I think it's very, very important that you do this. So that was why we highlighted this in our reports as well, and that was why I also started off by saying that unusually for the CSOs to come together and make specific comments about a specific aspect of the process, namely, problems with collation process. But I think it's also ought to be emphasized that at the root of all of this is the attitude of our political leaders, the political class, in terms of going out to undermine the process. And I think we need to shift our focus towards that and seeing how we should be able to make also the political leaders accountable to us in terms of how they view elections. We cannot keep on going on like this. And I think that's my own personal opinion. But I think it's important that you in the press also keep on highlighting this.
INEC should reappraise its crisis communication strategy. CDD-ESC notes that it took a while after the suspension of the collation process before the reason for the suspension was announced to the public. These issues aggravated the post-election day security situation, such as reported protests in Ikpoba, Hoha, and Oredo, and the rumors and concerns of vote manipulation that flowed from it. IREV's specific challenges. The CDD observed the upload of blurry results in Ozolwa Primary School, Abuere, Okohua Ward, RA09, Ovia Northeast Local Government. Furthermore, results from various polling units in Esako East were observed as overvoting. In Wepa registration area, polling unit at Osolo Primary School, Osolo, INEC also uploaded a result where the votes recorded for the APC were higher than accredited number of voters, with 213 accredited voters, but 352 votes for APC and 52 votes for PDP in Wepa registration area, Etsako East local government. Similar cases were also recorded as follows. In Okpela 4, Idosabo registration area, where despite 250 voters being accredited, 263 were reported to have voted for APC and 97 for PDP. In Okpela 4, Ward 8, and the polling unit in open space by Elite Secondary School, where despite the form recording 251 accredited voters, the APC polled 344 voters and the PDP recorded 41. In Okpela 4 registration area, polling units at Imiko Quarters, Shade Imioshoga 3, with 240 accredited voters, yet the APC had 448 votes accrued, PDP 11. In Okpela 4 registration area, where the total number of accredited voters was 275, but the APC was said to have recorded 377 votes and PDP 53. We note that the inconsistency of reporting means that we are unsure if it was overvoting, poor data input, or a combination of other factors. Following the final declaration of the result, we note that despite the collective expectation of a strong third-party performance, the race coalesced into a two-horse race between the APC and PDP. Both parties passed the 25% threshold in every local government area and have currently divided local government wins between themselves. This will lead to some analysis on the impact of third-party candidates and if the optimistic appeal of third-party candidates to the electorate, as recorded in the 2023 elections, was a flash in the pan or needs to be further studied. Collation of results is a fundamental aspect of electoral process. CDD therefore recommends that any controversy or loss of confidence in that regard should be treated transparently and in a timely fashion before proceeding with final declarations. This particularly speaks to CDD's observed inconsistencies in Ovia Northeast, where incidences of blood results, overvoting, and disparity in result upload were reported by our observers. Given the challenge posed by the downpour in parts of the state during the election, CDD-EAC recommends that INEC should work closely with NIMET in subsequent elections. This will ensure adequate arrangements for safeguarding paper-based election materials from rain. For subsequent elections, CDD-EAC recommends proper shelters instead of open spaces for the conduct of the processes. The Center recommends that the crisis communication apparatus of the Electoral Commission must be activated in periods of great need to avoid conflict in communication and dangerous public perception it may portend. We also recommend that INEC should carefully review uploads on IREV against the announced results, and where there are discrepancies, INEC should take necessary remedial actions. In conclusion, the CDD-EAC commends the citizens of Edo State for their participation in the electoral process, from voting to the collation and counting of results. The electorate demonstrated a commitment to a peaceful and credible election. As the process transitions into the post-election phase, we urge all political stakeholders to continue upholding peace, respect the rule of law, and follow due process in resolving post-election disputes over the results of the election.